They say love doesn't announce itself. It doesn't knock. It simply appears. For ex-boy, love appeared on a Tuesday afternoon. Her name was Virginia. She walked through sunlight like it followed her on purpose, skin glowing, curls dancing in the breeze, a smile that didn't ask for attention, but took it anyway. He didn't know her story. He only knew his heart had already memorized her face. He watched her for weeks, from across walkways, from crowded classrooms, from moments where courage almost spoke and fear interrupted. When he finally approached her, his voice shook, but his feelings did not. He told her she made rooms feel lighter. He asked for coffee. Something simple, something hopeful. Virginia looked at him gently, too gently, and said, she wasn't ready. Not for anything, not right now. She walked away. An ex-boy stayed exactly where she left him, holding words that had nowhere to go. That night, he didn't cry loudly. He stared at ceilings, asked silence questions, wondered what was wrong with him, and silence answered back with nothing. So he answered himself. He turned heartbreak into discipline, early mornings, late night writing, new confidence stitched into old insecurities. He stopped looking for her in rooms, stopped hoping she'd notice. But sometimes, when she laughed across a distance, his chest still remembered. Virginia noticed. She noticed the way he didn't watch anymore, the way he stood taller, the way he seemed untouchable. And one evening, when the sky burned orange with sunset, she walked toward him. He was reading, calm, different. She said his name, and for the first time, it didn't sound like a question in his mouth. She told him the truth, that when he asked her out, she was afraid. Fresh scars, old pain, a past that taught her love meant damage. So when honesty showed up, she panicked. She walked away. But she watched him after, watched him change, grow, stop chasing, and somehow that made her miss him. She told him she thought about him at night, about the version of herself that might have said yes, about what they could have been. Ex-boy listened quietly, then told her about ceilings, about doubt, about realizing her rejection didn't make him small, it made him stronger. He said he loved her quietly after she said no, the hardest way to love. Virginia apologized. Her eyes shined. She asked him, if she asked now, would he still choose her? The wind held its breath. So did she. He said he didn't chase people anymore. She said she wasn't asking to be chased. She was asking to be walked beside. He looked at her, long, honest, and then said yes, not because he waited, but because he chose her. Again. Virginia smiled like relief, like courage, like timing finally learned its lesson. She asked him to dinner. He said tomorrow sounded perfect, because sometimes love doesn't arrive on time. Sometimes it leaves, learns, becomes better, and comes back, ready.